now. Does that make you any better than anybody else? Amen. Huh? Does that make you any holier? Anybody else because you paid your time? God commanded that you do it, and what you are doing is doing what God has commanded you to do. Are you listening to me? But if we do what he commands, if we would follow his direction, if we would live like he said we ought to live, he said that you will be rewarded with a crown that will not fade away. You know, I used to get a fade. What y'all laughing at? It just, I heard somebody say bald head. Yeah. And I think you helped me got some of that bald. But listen. When we do the will of God, walk in the love of God, follow the script, then we will receive a crown, a glorious crown that will not what? Watch this, please. Are you going to have conflicts? Yes. Are you going to have trials? Yes. Are you going to have tribulation? Yes. Are you going to have folk that don't like you? Yes. If you're going to have folk that are going to be mad with you? Yes. You're going to have all of that. It's all right. Because at the end of the day, as long as you do the will of God and love God's people the way he has called you to love them, and then even if they fall out with you, you reconcile, restore them back to where it has never happened. You show your love. God says when he comes, when he appears, he's not going to come empty-handed. He's going to come with a glorious crown, a reward. Somebody say thanks be to God. Thanks be to God. Watch this. When we learn, church, this is for all of us. When we learn to respect and honor the overseer, God ushers in blessings to you that you can not only benefit, but others can benefit from it as well. As I was studying and doing my little thing and trying to get revival sermons and all that together, I slipped up on something on a computer. On the computer it says 6 ideas on how you can stand behind and alongside of your church's pastor and leaders. The first thing it says, pray for your pastor. I'm getting ready to test the house right now. How many people really, before you raise your hand, how many of you really pray for your pastor? You really pray for him. I'm not talking about falling asleep while you pray. Okay? The next thing it says is to encourage your pastor. Now, some of us need to deal with the word encourage. Some of you think that dropping stuff on him and ask him to do stuff and loan you money and all that kind of stuff. I'm almost finished talking right now. Lots of people will criticize and find fault in you That would be folk that would come in and say, well, why he got to do that? That's what they said in Jerusalem sometimes. I'm getting to the point now I don't care.
That's right.
Please understand that. Because I have to do the will of God.
Amen.
Like it or not.
Amen.
But folk will criticize you.
Yeah.
And they want to, and some of them, I got ready to buy a Mercedes Benz. My pastor told me, A. Leon Lawley, you're trying to build a church, don't buy no Mercedes. Because the first thing that people will say,
yes, sir,
you done stole the church.
Yes, yes, sir.
Now, if you really want to encourage him, so he won't steal it, and I know he won't steal it, why don't you go and buy one? And then you can walk around and gossip and talk about, we fathers pass our cows. Chest all stuck out. If that's what you want. The third thing it says, submit to your pastor's leadership. It cannot be two leaders, because with two leaders, it's a freak. Are you listening?
That's right. That's right.
This is what I got off completely. Paul said, get to know your pastor. Because if you don't know the heart of your pastor, you'll make up anything. You'll assume anything. He could be standing up talking to somebody and say, Sister Sylvia, better watch that. Look who he over there talking to. If you don't know your pastor, that man can talk to anybody and not want them. Can I help somebody? Number 5 says, ask how you can serve your pastor, your church. Ask them how you can serve. How can I serve you, pastor? How can I serve this church? Is there anything that I can do? Do you see anything? Do you see a gift in me that I may be able to serve the church and serve my pastor, his family? Are you listening to me? Sister Hill and I, when both of us was working, sometime we would come home and some church members would go in, clean the house, as well as cook food, and all we had to do is sit down and eat. When the children needed to be picked up from school, anything that needed to be done, they would call and say, but Pastor, Sister Hill, do you need me to do anything? Instead of you running your mouth on trash and garbage, what can you do to serve the church and serve the pastor? The one who's watching over your soul. Can you say amen? Amen. And finally, it says 6. Talk honestly to, not about your pastor. Talk honestly to, and not what? About your pastor. Some of us get a very bad rap because some disgruntled, mean-spirited, hateful saints that the pastor not paying any attention to you, and is right long so that he should not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I didn't mean it for to be funny. That's real. Because if your attitude was right and you were in the right posture to receive the pastor, you won't be going around making up stuff. Are you listening to me? If God has called this man to watch over your soul, this is a man of God that should be honored and receive double honor. You don't know the nights pastors cry and weep for you You want us to bury your dead. You want us to marry your children. You want us to bless every little thing that goes on in your house. But you never want to encourage the pastor. What does he do besides responsibilities, besides just preaching and studying? He has a life. And he will keep that life for a long time in the confines of what God has called him to do with your help. Love on him. Respect him. You know, some folk, and I tell you, some folk don't respect me, but you better respect the position.
All right.
Amen. And then if you don't respect me, that's your problem. Because it does not matter what you do to me. But it does matter what I do to you. Stand on your feet all over. Listen.